Hey guys, Dr. Ben here at the Functional Medicine Center, Fort Collins, and today I want to go over a couple success stories that we have with you, and not just from a perspective of, oh great, this is this random person that won, but actually we get these questions all the time. Can this actually help? Is this actually a real thing? Can people reverse diabetes in as little as 6 to 8 weeks? Where are these stats coming from? Can people get better when they invest their time, their energy, their emotions, everything into getting their life back? Does it actually succeed? We have testimonials on the website, we have videos, we've got Facebook reviews, Google reviews, all types of things, but still a lot of people wonder if it could be realistic and true in their world and if they could actually get better. So I want to go over a couple with you today, and one of the common things that we see is blood sugar imbalances. We see people with high blood sugar, low blood sugar that is swinging up and down 100 points a day. Very stressful to the body. But one of the easy ones to be able to see a difference on is with the high blood sugar, and can we get it down? And the average of the last 3 months of your blood sugar is the hemoglobin A1C. Hemoglobin A1C is the gold standard for diabetes. And I've got a couple patients here. Their names have been blacked out for their privacy. But here is one that I want you guys to look at. And this was the original date back on April 4th. And their hemoglobin A1C was 6.9. And 6.9 is a pretty high hemoglobin A1C. 5.7 is pre-diabetes. 5.9, 6.0, depends who you talk to, is going to be in the diabetes range. At 6.9, absolutely diabetes, no doubt about it, not on medication, anything else. In the medical model, they would say that's uncontrolled diabetes, meaning they're not on a medication, they're not doing anything external. So what medications do people use? Well, the most common thing that we see is metformin or glucophage, the same medication. And if you do a quick Google search of the top 10 medications prescribed in the US, metformin is one of those top 10. Bet you didn't know what number one is. Number one is actually Synthroid or levothyroxine, thyroid replacement, T4 is the number one. Over 20 million people are taking synthetic thyroid hormone. But in that top 10 as well is metformin. And metformin is designed to try to lower blood sugar. But again, it does nothing to fix the underlying cause. So that's where functional medicine comes into play, is we've got to fix why that blood sugar is out of balance. So at 6.9, this patient was very high in their blood sugar. They were full-blown diabetic. What are the problems with that high blood sugar? Well, we get that insulin resistance. So we have high insulin, we have, and I'll show you what her insulin was, 33 on there. So insulin was high in 33, even in their range. 25 is the cutoff. If you read Dr. Bredesen, The End of Alzheimer's, Dr. Perlmutter, Grain Brain, they like it in the 7 range. So insulin in the 7. Insulin and glucose go up. That creates inflammation. People's joint pain is worse. Their knees, their hips, their hands, all these different things. They're going to gain weight. They're going to have a harder time losing weight. It's going to affect the neurology. So guess what they call Alzheimer's now? Type 3 diabetes. What does that mean? Well, diabetic neuropathy, hands and feet, can't feel them, and start getting neuropathy. If we get neuropathy of the brain, what is that? Well, that's going to be Alzheimer's. That's going to be dementia, where we start losing neurological function. So we've got to get that insulin and glucose down. And the way we do this is multifaceted. We use blood sugar monitoring, we help the liver, we help the inflammatory process, deal with any autoimmune. Whatever is going on in the body, we're going to address those different systems that are out of balance, causing the symptoms, and then we start seeing that change. So on this patient, again, we went from the 6.9, and that was in April. And on July 1st, we did another blood work, and it went all the way down to 5.8. So from 6.9 down to 5.8. What does that mean? Well, she went from full-blown uncontrolled diabetes down to 5.8, which is no diabetes at all. It would be considered in the pre-diabetes range. And now she's actually into the non-diabetic, non-pre-diabetic. She's under 5.6 at this point. So huge strides, huge changes can happen, and that was in less than 3 months. And at that 5.8, she was probably there even after 2.5 months. She was already down that low, not diabetic anymore. We did not do blood sugar supplements. We didn't do blood sugar cleanses, anything specific to change the blood sugar. What we did was fix why that blood sugar was going out of balance. Remember, people always talk about extra weight as the problem. So your cholesterol will get better when you lose weight. Your blood sugar will go down when you lose weight. Your blood pressure will go down when you lose weight. But remember, that extra weight is the symptom, not the cause of the problems. So we can't just lose weight and get our blood sugar balanced out. She lost some weight, but she lost weight because her body got healthier. And that's the biggest difference that we see is, can we change the overall health of a system? And that's the functional medicine approach, as opposed to, can we just get somebody to lose weight? I could get somebody to lose 20 pounds in the first month. They'd probably gain 25 back the next month when they stopped doing everything that we did. So that is not the solution. Another patient here, she was 6.4, and this was in March. And by May 31st, so barely, not even 2.5 months, down to 5.8. So from 6.4 to 5.8. Insulin went from 20 down to 8.7. So what did she do? Same thing. We went through the process. We fixed the blood sugar. We helped her liver. We helped her gut, her immune system, all these different systems that were out of balance. We corrected those. And in less than 3 months, barely even 2 months, she went from full-blown diabetic to non-diabetic. And if she was on medication, which she wasn't, she could have peeled off those. I've had people's primary care medical doctors, that patient comes back to him and says, hey, I'm tracking my blood sugar in 100, 110 all the time. I don't think I need to be taking these medications. What should I do? How do I wean off? And I've had the doc say, well, I've never done that with somebody before, so let's figure this out. Why have they never done that before? There's over 100 million people in this country with diabetes and prediabetes. 100 million. And many doctors have never taken patients off of diabetes medication before, metformin, insulin, any of these different things. Why? Because they don't know what to do. The patients do not know what to do to get better. The doctors don't know what to do to get them better. But this can absolutely be reversed. We can change these markers all the time, and we see it again and again and again. I always say we can reverse diabetes in as little as 6 to 8 weeks if somebody plays the game. And that's the crucial part. There is no magic diet. There is no magic numbers of calories or fat or protein or any of these different things. We've got to come from that perspective of fix what is out of balance, and each individual is going to be unique. And if you know somebody that is dealing with diabetes, pre-diabetes, if you are family member, friend, anything at all, get them to us. This is life-changing stuff that we're talking about here. My guess is for each person that has diabetes that we can reverse, we're going to save the healthcare model over $1 million. Every amputated toe, foot, anything like that, we're talking $50,000 to $100,000. Somebody has heart disease, somebody has Alzheimer's, anything that's a consequence of this elevated insulin and glucose, easily $1 million of sick care over the course of their life. We can change that part of it, but we can also change that health and that energy and that focus and that engagement in life for people. These two blood panels that I'm showing you, great, those numbers change, and we love seeing numbers change, but more importantly, those patients are thriving in life again. They are thriving and enjoying, and their vitality is back. If we can change somebody's vitality, we can change what they give to the world. So that's our way of changing the world. But there's 100 million people just in the United States that are dealing with diabetes and prediabetes. And almost every single one of these is reversible and preventable from getting worse. So anybody that you know, send them our way. We love working with these type of cases. If they're motivated, if they want to make the changes, we can get them their lives back. So drop us a line. You can email us, shoot us any stories you have. If you've had success with blood sugar, any of our patients out there, go ahead and throw out some of your numbers that you've been able to improve upon. But this is a huge part of changing people's lives, changing the course of their next 20, 30, 40 years of their lives and what they're going to be able to experience for that. So love to hear from you guys. Share, like this with anybody that you know is dealing with these issues, and we'll talk soon.